Ublumi, good afternoon. Welcome to the Tunnganarniq show. I am your host. My name is Margaret Elias. We are broadcasting out of the Inuvik Culture Resource Center located here in Inuvik. On today's episode, we have our guest, Wilma Dosedel.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Do you want to introduce us with your Inuvik name?
Okay, my name is Wilma Dosedel. I'm originally from Aklavik. My maiden last name is Allen. My parents is George and Barbra Allen. Mm-hmm. My Inuvik name is Managoli. I always known that when I was growing up. Mm-hmm. And I've been sewing for 25 years, maybe 20 years.
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I got back into it. I was away from it for a while, but after that I got back into it. Mm-hmm. My mom taught me how to sew.
Your mom taught you how to sew?
Yeah, everything from parkies to covers to mitts to shikdurs, caribou skin legs, mucklucks, and I sewed for my boys and I sewed for my husband. So, and this is my retirement.
It's your retirement. Yeah. So you say you sewed for your boys and your husband. Mm-hmm. You've also done a lot of work to provide different clothing for everyone in our region. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. I've sewed for a lot of people. One time I made 10 little girls Mother Hubbard parkies, and I sent one to Vancouver, to Edmonton, to Quebec, Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Yellowknife, Inuvik, Aklavik, and I just enjoy sewing. It's just my pleasure and my leisure.
Yeah, I know that I can say this. When I had my daughter, I wanted her to wear a Dick Looks little tiny baby ones, and my mom bought one off of you, and she's 9 now, and ever since, every year or every 2 years when she grows out, I'm like, Wilma, can we get another one?
So, I try to keep my patterns traditional. Yeah. I don't try to add too much. I just like to, and then each cover is just like has its own little character. When I go to sew, I say, oh, and then they're not all same. All the patterns are same, but all the covers, they differ in their own way. Yeah. So
one thing I remember when I would see all the little girl covers that you would make, you would always get really like shiny metallic-y lace. And put it on. Yeah,
and I try to make it, especially for the little girls, that's what really attracts a lot of people. They all say, oh my God, I just love this, I just love this. And then I start using different trimmings, and when I go south, I pick up lots of material and different kinds of trimmings. And there's a little boy's parkie over there that I made. That's actually the first one. I made another one. I sold that one. Artificial fur, because some kids are allergic to fur. Yeah. And then I made these 2 women's parkies. That was my last project. That's silver fox and windproof material and velvet and cabana material, and all my material is new. So do you want to do the demonstration now, or do you want to go through the pieces first? No.
Okay.
What I do with when I get cotton, I mainly work with cotton material. It's because when I make satin or different materials, it's kind of harder to work. Just like that velvet one, I have to pin and sew. It's time consuming. But when I use cotton, I like to pre-wash my material. I don't put it in a dryer because the dryer is going to really shrink it. And then I iron it, and then I place my pattern on the material, and I pin it down, and then I cut it out. I try to use a lot of the material because, you know, material nowadays is a little bit expensive, even the trimming. So I always, I put my pattern on the inside, not on the outside. I put it mostly on the inside. And if I'm going to make a bigger part cover for, say, like a 5-year-old, I would I would make the pattern a little bit bigger to give myself some sewing room. And then if I'm going to make it smaller, I make it smaller as well. Yeah. And then this is a pattern for a little girl. This would be the body, the front part. And this would be the bottom where I have to gather it here to make, it's called Afifalaraq, to make a Mother Hubbard.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's I can say it's lots of work. You know, you use different patterns. Like I've had these patterns for how long? But this one here is my pattern from my mom. She told me, she said, my mom she used to sew lots in Aklavik when I was growing up. I used to be her salesperson, go to those Denalics, especially those teachers and RCMPs. I go to them and I knock on their doors and, would you like to buy some ukpiks? You know, and then, so I did a lot of sewing with my mom when I was growing up, but before she became not well, she gave me her old cover and she said, here, Bunnick, use this for my pattern and make lots of money to feed your kids. But my boys are up and grown up.
They're grown up now,
Yeah.
So how old is this pattern, if you had to guess?
This one is probably maybe, I don't know, 40 years old maybe. Yeah, so, and I never, because of my mother's not well, I never share my pattern, just out of respect for her. Yeah, so, and, but if somebody wants to come and ask me for a pattern,
yes,
I could make a pattern out of their jacket.
I was just going to say, that being said, I know that if someone needs a pattern, that you help make them. Yeah. So, and we always share our patterns between each other. And, you know, we have different ideas. When I go to feast or community events or to the communities, I always observe other people's sewing, and I always say, oh, that's a nice idea. You know, and then I go home and then I go home and I say, okay, that's what it was. That's what I'm going to do. I'll use that, but I'll add a little bit more or a little bit less. Yeah. So, but other than that, I always like for my sewing. One of my cousins in Aklavik, I redid her mom's parkie. I did how many covers for her. She has a lot of my covers, and even I always share. I make something for somebody and I give it to them as a gift. Yeah. So, but other than that, I try to use you know, sometimes like try to make it more not so old-fashioned. So these little girls ones I use fringes. Yeah. And then there's these ones just like this, these Halloween ones. These
themed
ones?
Yeah, you know, sometimes there's theme. And then there's these men's camouflage covers. Yeah.
Is it okay if I show?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Yeah.
These, I'm assuming, are your stock.
Yeah, this is my stock for the Christmas craft fair.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's always in November. Huh?
November.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
let's go like that.
Yeah. And my mom used to always tell me, when you make a cover for somebody, you just like you make the shape of their body, because everybody's different body shapes. So she always say, try to make the shape of that person's body.
Yeah.
So, so if I'm going to make a cover for this one lady in town, she said, "Can you make me a cover?" And I told her, bring me one of your hoodies or your sweater. So she did. And then I measured her up, and next thing, that cover just fits her perfectly.
Yeah.
So and that's why my mom always say, make the cover to fit the person.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and you know, when we were growing up too, those little kids, when they have big covers, just like those little boys' covers, you could get a cover for, say, a baby that's, if he's 8 months old or something. Mm-hmm. Just get this for him because he's going to grow into it.
Yeah.
You know, probably not even a year.
So tiny.
Yeah. And then my mom always say, you don't have to put this cuff right at the wrist.
Yeah.
Because kids, they play. You know, they pull their sleeves up like this. So things like that. She's given me a lot of tips. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then my aunties too, in Aklavik, when I was growing up, they always show me how to do this, show me how to do that. And, you know, just like they scold me too, they say, you be tidy, you know, because somebody's going to look at it.
Yeah.
Somebody's going to look at it and they're going to say, oh my goodness, you know. And then now one of my cousins in Aklavik, she has a cover that I made for her, a corduroy cover. Mm-hmm. And she said, that was 3-4 years ago. She said today she's still getting compliments on her.
Oh, how nice.
Her cover. Yeah.
On our last guest when we had Dustin on, you know what he said? He said he made his one of his jackets, and when he bent over, the seam came, and you could see. He said he double stitches on zippers. He doesn't care.
Oh.
He never wants it to happen again.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really made us giggle. Like.
And when I make covers, it's good and bad, but I tend to be a perfectionist. Like, it's good, but in another way, if I'm not happy with it, I'm not letting it go out my door.
That's how I am about my earrings.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, if the colors don't look right, it gets put in a bowl.
Yeah. So, and then with my material, just say, for example, if I made a big cover, this is adult women's pullover, and I have leftover material, I could use it to make a smaller one too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because you know, material and trimming can be really costly.
Nowadays,
Yeah.
it
Nowadays,
is, yep.
yeah. So.
I will say, I bought an Elsa and Anna one off of you for Kendall.
Oh yeah.
And when we went to Disney, you can take pictures with the characters.
Yeah.
They're not allowed to. The way Disney World or Land is, they're from that. Wherever they are in a cartoon, and I looked at Elsa, and Kendall was wearing her cover, and I said, "This is our traditional covers where we're from in the Arctic, we're Inuit people."
Yeah.
And she walked away holding Kendall's hand, saying, "So I hear you're from your own ice kingdom."
Oh, how sweet!
Yeah. So I got a picture of them.
I think I saw that.
Yeah,
I think I saw that
3 years ago now.
Yeah. Oh, already.
Yeah, she was so proud.
Yeah.
It was so hot. And she's wearing her cover.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With these women's parkies, this is a zipper. Zipper. This is a double XL.
Yeah.
It's got that satin lining. And the satin lining on the inside, and then you have the windbreaker right here.
Yeah.
And it's thin, but it's a windbreaker. But this lining is nice and warm too, and you know, like it's not that heavy. Like duffel, I think duffel is a little bit heavier.
Yeah.
And then like all my material is new. This silver fox was kind of a little bit hard to work with because, you know, it's fine, really fine fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
How long did it take you to make this one?
This one, if I was going to make this, I probably maybe, just to be perfect to my standards, I think I would be like 10 days. 10 days, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then the hood silver fox, I put cloth on the back.
Yeah.
Simply because the fox fur is thin.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's fine. So I sew material on the back of the hood.
That's the same thing we did for my daughter's parka. Her tiny little fancy parka.
Oh.
Yeah, we had to put fur on it. But I don't know if, for a little girl, I don't know if I would ever, or any kids, put fur on the bottom again. Because her beautiful fur tore. She was 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When I make little girls or little boys parkies, I don't put fur in the bottom because you know when they go sliding down.
That's exactly how it tore.
Yeah.
And we're just going to use material and speed sew.
Oh.
Because it's just a tear, like it just separated. Whereas,
But when you use speed sew makes your fur rotten.
oh,
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Speed sew makes your fur rotten. My mom always told me, you don't use speed sew, bunny. Speed sew, and the other thing she told me was, speed sew is for lazy people.
Well, I just wanted to stop it from tearing more or coming off. But she doesn't use it. It's retired.
Oh.
Yeah, it's not used anymore.
Yeah.
That's a good tip.
Yeah. This other parky here, it's pretty much same as that other one over there.
Is it the same pattern?
Same pattern, same size, double XL. And I use velvet. Long ago, they used to say, just like it was royalty for velvet.
It's so pretty.
Yeah, velvet.
I love the velvet.
When you sew with velvet, you have to pin and sew, because it slides, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, because it slides.
And I know velvet's kind of hard to get now.
Yeah. And then again, I always put fur on the back. If I'm going to use fox, I'll put fur.
The material at the back?
Yeah, on the hood, yeah. But not in the bottom.
Yeah.
Not in the bottom. Even this beaver, I don't put fur on the back of it. Just the hood.
This is so pretty.
Yeah. So.
What was your inspiration for your colors?
I don't know. I just when I'm at the store and I saw this, I'm like, oh my God, wouldn't that look beautiful on velvet? And then the lining, you know, I envision when I'm at a fabric land, and I could be there for hours at fabric land.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you want to show that one? I think that one is an interesting one.
Yeah. This one here is a little boy's parky, probably maybe 2 or 3 year old. I don't try to make narrow sleeves because you could put their mitts on and they could put their mitts through.
Yeah.
And I use, because some kids are allergic to artificial fur.
You are to natural fur.
I mean to natural fur.
Yeah.
So all of this is artificial fur.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
How long ago did you make this one?
When was it? Maybe January?
That's nice.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even be able to tell that it's not real fur.
Yeah. So, and then when I was down south, I found the pattern, and I thought, I found this material, and I'm like, oh my God, I could make the hood like that, put this on the back. Or the other one that I sold, it's got the design down here. And yeah. So I try to visualize what I can make. What can I make? You know, and then even when I'm going to sleep, I'm like, okay.
That's the same thing I do.
Oh my goodness, like.
But for me, it's colors.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I always think of my sewing. Yeah.
Do you mind if we show these?
Yeah.
These look like our colors. They kind of look like oh, so cute.
Yeah. This one is probably for maybe a year, maybe 4 months to a year. And when I was putting this one together, this little one, I thought, okay, what if a mother wants to get her baby dedicated or baptized? So I thought, okay, here we go, mother and daughter.
Matching.
Yeah.
It really does look like our colors. Yeah, the Inuvik ones.
Yeah. So lots of things. I think of a lot of things when I'm sewing. And my goodness, I was sewing till 10:30 last night, so I'm like But I have to give myself a break too.
I was just going to say, do you have a goal? I know you like to fold them a certain way. Do you have a goal for when you're getting ready to do craft sales?
For me, what I really would like to see is for our Inubiks or Inuviks to get back into our traditional clothing. Yeah, that's what I really wish to see. I mean, even myself, I have to get back into that too.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but and from what I heard, I asked around, and that from what I heard was a lot of Aboriginal crafts are becoming in great demand.
They are.
Yeah. So
a lot of people are interested in the clothing and some fashion in it and wearing it. Yeah.
Yeah. Even on Facebook, I don't know who told who, but some indigenous groups, 2 of them, they got a hold of me and they said, can you explain what material or how you go about making these? I said, it's really hard to explain and demonstrate. It's better to show in person like this, because, I mean, if I try to show it from my home, they're going to say, what is that? What is this? Okay, well, I'll go to you.
Yeah.
But other than that, I just keep busy. This coming March is going to be 5 years. I'll be retired, but I'm more busy retired.
Are you more busy retired?
I'm more busy retired because George and I, we go to our summer camp. We do logging. We maintain our house, and then we go to Whitehorse every now and then. And then I give myself time just before the Christmas craft fair. That's when I'm really gearing up to for my stock for that Christmas craft fair, because that Arctic market, I never really participated in that Arctic market because I was so busy from April, May, June, July, August. Yeah, so I'm always really busy in those months. And then for the month of December 1st, I try not to take any orders for Christmas. Yeah. Because people are like, last minute, can you make this for me? Can you make that for me? And I'm like, no, it's December 1st.
Yeah. Not enough time.
Yeah. I don't like to rush when I sew because I know if it's not, if it's crooked and I know it, or even if that thread is loose on this side, I'll set my tension on my sewing machine. I'll really examine my sewing machine to make sure, like, where's that problem coming from? Why is that thread raveling on that side? So.
Well, I will say, remember when I asked you to make Kendall a parka? Probably 5 years ago now.
Yeah.
I gave you 2 meters, maybe 1.5 meters of material. Pink material. I had it for so long when she was small.
Oh, yeah.
And I wanted it, and you came up to me, and you weren't happy with the neckline, but I said it's okay because she's not going to camp with it just to wear.
Yeah.
And You said, I want to show you how much material is left over, and you just handed me a handful of material, and that was it. Like, you made it work for her.
I try to use all the material
as
much as I can.
I do remember you weren't, like, happy with the neckline, though, and I was like, nope, I love it. It's okay. She's just going to drum dance in it.
Oh.
Yeah. And she did. She wore that all the time, and now it's hanging beautifully with all her other little...
Oh, gee.
She must have been 5.
Oh.
Yeah.
So, and you know, when I go uptown, I go to the doctor's office, or when I'm at the store, people are like, oh, hi, are you Wilma? Are you the one that make those covers? I'm like, no.
No, not me.
Not me. You know, but I'm like, yeah, okay. I try not to take orders.
Yeah.
When I take orders, it really falls me behind on my stocking up for the Christmas craft fair. And whatever I have left from the Christmas craft fair, I use that at I show and tell at the Arctic market.
Yeah.
Or I have people come to my home, and they they ask me my phone number and my house number, and they come up to the house and they try. I've had how many people come to my house, and my husband George is like, who are those people? I don't know. They're just coming to try a cover. Yeah. So
when I go there, George is always like, come in, come in, come in, come in.
Yeah. But everywhere I go, people always ask me, do you have a cover of this? Do you have little boys? Do you have a parky? You know, so all these things. And then if I have a great nephew that's in one of the communities, his mom brought me a parky somebody else made, and I looked at it, and me being a perfectionist, I didn't like it, of course. I didn't like the way the parky was made, but it was really good material. It had silver fox and commander material. So I took the whole thing apart, and I redid that parky for that little boy. And he was only like 4 months old. But today he's still wearing it because I fixed it.
Yeah.
Because the sleeves were really narrow, and he couldn't even put his little arms through.
Yeah.
But I redid his parky. I redid the fur, and his mom is just happy with it. And I don't try to take, if somebody brought me a parky that somebody else made, I don't care too much to take somebody else's work apart.
Yeah.
Because it's too much work.
Yeah.
Too much work to redo. For me, it's better for me, not so much for me, but for the person. It's better for the person more so, and for me to make a new one. Yeah, because redoing somebody else's work is lots of work.
You sound like Nunki.
Oh.
Nunki's his famous words, I think, now are, gotta do it right.
Yeah.
Take it apart and redo it if it's not done.
Yes. That's what I do. You know, like even with this material, I'm thinking, okay, I don't really want to cut it out.
Okay.
Because it hasn't been pre-washed.
Okay.
Yeah. I'd rather it be pre-washed. These ones don't have to be. You know? These ones don't have to be, but it's this before I cut and sew. And when I put my pattern on, somebody was watching me at my home one time, and I always go like this, like try to use as much of the material as you can, because like I said, material nowadays is starting to be so expensive, you know, so you try to use as much of the material as you can. Yeah. So, and for me, people always they like to pin. They like to put pins on, but me, I just cut it out like that.
You're so used to it.
Yeah.
So the best way for someone to get a cover from you for themselves or their children is to try and find you at one of the markets, whether it's a Christmas craft fair or if you happen to do.
Yeah.
Would you say that that's the best way?
Yeah. I like I said, I don't try to do orders.
Yeah.
Because they put me too far behind on my sewing, because I feel I'm obligated to finish that cover or to finish that parky, and it just puts me more behind. But whereas if I do my inventory like this, I just know, oh, I got 4 or 5 of those, I got 6 of those, that's good. And then at the Christmas craft fair or Arctic market, people always say, can I try this, can I try this? I don't mind at all, you know, because they're the ones that's going to be wearing it, you know, so if they're not comfortable in it, if it's too tight or too big, I always say, let me see it. No, it's too big on you, or it's too tight.
Yeah.
You know, I let them try it on themselves. Yeah. So, but taking custom orders, it really puts me behind in my sewing.
Too much obligation.
Yeah.
It's just not something that you enjoy.
Yeah.
It takes the joy out of it.
Yeah, yeah. But when I'm sewing at home, I'm like, oh, I did how many already? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know, just, and I'm like, and my husband George, his mother, she's 90, 91, I think now. She used to make wedding dresses back in the day.
Oh, wow.
So I always get my husband's opinion. I always say, look, how does this look? How does that look?
I remember him saying that. I thought he was joking.
No. George, you see that, can you pass me that puzzle cover over there and that whiter one? Yeah. You see, I try to match the trimming with the cover. You see, there's some light blue in here, there's white, and then this one has got yellow and blue in there.
Yeah.
You know, so I try to match it up like that.
When you were telling me about that, because we were talking before when we were planning the show, and I was like, okay, we'll get we could do, you want to do a little girl's cover? Let's do a little girl's cover. And then you said match the bias tape to the material and get lace to match. Yeah. And I was like, oh my goodness, I knew that you like to match it up. Yeah. So I was like, okay, I see fuchsia, there's fuchsia.
Yeah, that's nice. So that's what I always try to do, try to match it up. You see, just like this commander, the cover's black and I put white trim. It really brings it out. And the other thing, this is silver fox, just like black and gray. I mean white and, you know, just like
gray and black,
just like that that one over there. So I try to match it up, the trimming with the fur, with the cover, and the lining.
And I'm gonna ask, when you choose to do your cuffs, I see you chose beaver. Yeah.
Because silver fox, you know, you rub your hands a lot. There's a lot of rubbing going on. That's why beaver will last longer.
Oh, okay.
But because this is fine, this silver fox is fine. If we had silver fox there, it would wear out.
Yeah.
It would wear out under here. Just like when you have rabbit skin mitts, they wear out more like right here.
I didn't even know that.
Yeah. So that's why we use beaver.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the beaver's really overpopulated here now. You hear they're moving north?
Oh gosh, we saw a beaver at Shingle Point.
Holy cow, that's at the coast.
Yeah, that's in the coast. Yeah, so.
Oh my goodness.
So are we 1 hour? How many minutes are we?
34 minutes right now.
34 minutes?
Up to you what you want to do now.
Yeah.
Only?
So you don't want to cut it?
I could cut it out.
Yeah.
I'm going to use maybe this one. This one
I like that. We should keep it in. Her reaction only.
So I'm going to use, where's my sleeve? Right here. Sometimes I use a cuff on the neck, I mean, instead of a hood. Sometimes my covers, which one is it? I used a cuff because I didn't have enough material One of them I had. Oh,
That
right here.
one,
Yeah. This one has a cuff because I didn't have enough material for the hood. So, yeah. So that's why I have a pattern for a cuff for adults, and then I just make it a little bit smaller when I'm making it,
children.
making it for kids. So what I do is with right here, there's a front and there's a back. The front is always shorter. The pattern is always shorter in front because, you know, when you're walking, your legs are moving forward. And the back is always a little bit longer because when you bend down, you don't want to expose your back.
Can I see? Okay. Is it wider? The back?
Wider? No.
No?
This pattern I made, no.
Oh, okay.
It's you see this neck is a little bit lower than the front.
Yeah.
And right here, just a little bit is longer in the back.
Yeah.
Just a little bit longer. You always try to match the shoulders, and then right there, it's a little bit there. That's the front, and this is the back. I could make it longer too for the back, and then just to make sure I cut it from here down to here.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. So, and for the adult patterns, this is little kids pattern. You see how the arms are pretty much the same, which is okay. But when I make parkies and covers, the woman's pattern, the front is a little bit more curved because compared to the back. Look, watch, I'll show you the front and back. This is the back. This is a pattern from my mom. Okay, you see this is the back pattern. And this is the front. You see the difference? The front is a little bit more curved in because your arms are going this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not like that for children's ones?
No, because you know it's they're gonna outgrow it, and you know, little kids are always like this. They're never.
So you learn something all the time. Last time with the show with Dustin, I told the story about how some women they wanted to make a cover, and they didn't know how. And I was saying, for children's, I was saying you need to keep the back a little bit bigger for the shoulders, because they were saying they could take the front cover for the back cover. And I said you need to have bold, like for the shoulders, need to be able to move. So I was saying the back's a little bit bigger. I would ask Miss Donna, was what I said to them. And they said, okay, we'll just try and do this cover, but make it a little bit bigger. And
The back, you mean?
like, no, they were going to take their pattern from their cover and make it a bigger one. And I just said, all I know about covers is the back's always a little bit wider than the front. That's all I know about covers. And what they did was they took this and they were going to make it bigger, so they made it longer, and then they went like that. Like that, and they changed the neckline, and they didn't know what they were doing, so they opened up their pattern and they went like this, and the neck was scooped.
Oh yeah,
like
no,
that.
yeah. That's why you see how this one is like this.
Yeah,
and that's what I do for those kids ones too, and it comes out like this, like
see,
rounded.
their neckline was like scooped.
Oh no.
They took one look at it and they said, ask Margaret, she sounds like she knows what she's talking about. And I said, I don't know what I'm talking about. I only know the thing about the back.
Yeah.
You need to ask Miss Donna. Miss Donna will know.
Yeah. The back and the front, it's okay to be same. But the only thing about I don't want to be mean or anything, but the only thing about like this pattern here is my mom's. I always just go straight down from here. There was this one woman before I went to Shingle Point when was it? I had one day of, I went to that one Saturday for Arctic Market, and she was trying it on, and she had big hips, but she was kind of small up here. But because it wasn't custom made. But most women nowadays, you know, you just make it like this, more so straight. But that one lady, she was kind of upset, and she wanted me to make a custom made cover for her, and I said no, because it's too time consuming. Yeah. And then even my cousin over in Aklavik, there was something going on in Aklavik about a month ago, and this one lady said, I'll send you my measurements, this and that and everything. I said, no. I'm too busy.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot of work.
Yeah, I could take orders. I could make a parky or a cover for the person themselves, but it's too time consuming.
Yeah.
Last 2 years ago, maybe, this one lady, she's got twin granddaughters in White Horse, 2 grandsons, and 2 brothers. So that was 6, and then I made 2 of her grandchildren here. So altogether, I made how many? 8 parkies for her.
Parkies?
Parkies. Not
just covers?
Parkies.
Oh my goodness. How long that took you? 2 months? 3 months? She started ordering. Good thing I had big stock for that Christmas craft fair. Yeah. So I started in September and I was done in December. Oh my goodness. Yeah. But I did good. What I did was I cut them all out. She gave me her dad's her dad has passed on. She gave me her dad's cover, and from that cover I made those 2 men's, and then those twin girls, she gave me their sweaters, those boys, and I just like use their sweater, just like if I was going to make a cover for you, I'll ask you for your sweater, and then I'll give it a little bit more allowance, you know, when you wash your cover, of course it's going to shrink a little bit, and then I have to give myself a little bit more allowance to sew. I remember when, what year is it? It's 2022. Must have been 2014. Yeah, I'm going to say 2014. It was back when Jessie Colton was still here with us. And my Nanak was still here with us. And my Nanak had just gotten the Delta style parkas off of her. And me and my sister-in-law, Nikki, she's from PEI. She's not from here. She married my brother. And she was really getting into sewing after she had her daughter and making all kinds of stuff. Made her daughter a parka, and she wanted to make herself a parka. What she ended up doing was taking my brother's traveling parka and embroidered on it so she could travel with it. Yeah, because she got him another one made. So she just made it a little bit more feminine to her own. But what we were doing, we were laying down and we had no pattern, like we didn't know what to do. So we laid down a sheet, a bed sheet, and me and her were laying down like this and trying to draw our pattern. And it didn't work. It so didn't work. And I sat there, and my Nana called me, and she said, she always called me Babis. Babis, I called Jessie, and she said you could go to her house and visit with her, and she'll give you a pattern. So I went to Jessie's house, the only time I ever sat with her, and she laughed when I told her what we were trying to do to make a pattern of ourselves. And she said, that's what we used to do long ago before people shared. You made your own pattern, you laid down. She was saying when she was really young and thin, she was making a parka for herself. And her mom told her, you know, you can't waste. You have to do it right. And she said she wanted to look even more thin, so she cinched the waist. And then when she tried to put it on, she couldn't get it over her shoulders. And her mom was just upset with her, I guess. Yeah. When I make parkies for little kids, just like that one over there,
I make it bigger.
Yeah.
They're going to grow into it. A little girl or little boy that parky could put that bib ski pants on and put their mitts through, and they could wear a sweater.
Yeah.
And then when they get bigger, they won't be, they'll be wearing different ski pants, and they'll grow into it, because you don't just make for an adult like this. If somebody asked me to make a parky for them like this, I would make it to their fitting because they're already grown.
Yeah.
But for kids, you don't have to make it to their fitting because they're going to grow into it. Yeah. So. But
what I think, because we are not going to cut this material because you want to pre-wash it, I think we should have you on the show again.
Yeah.
I'll put you on the spot.
Yeah.
Wash it. Shrink it. Do another show with you
cutting and sewing.
If you're okay with that.
Yeah, I could do that. Yeah.
If you want to pre-cut, you can pre-cut and we could just sew.
Yeah.
But I think that because I would like to see this turned into
a cover.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because look at how cute the colors are.
Yeah, look at this fuchsia.
And then you can put it at the Christmas craft fair.
Oh. Yeah. This one, that frill in the bottom, my Aunt Eva, she's since passed on. She always teach me my language. My mother's tongue is Inuvik. I have her binder with all her writings, everything from when she was growing up. And I have that. Fortunately, she gave it to me before she really became not well. Yeah, because otherwise, if she gave it to somebody, she would have forgot who she gave it to.
Yeah.
But I do have it at home. Yeah. So, and for I have reasons for not really trying to pursue to make a book out of it, because right now my mother is not well, so I don't really want to do anything when she's at that state.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but hi, Bep. Yeah. So another seamstress she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. We always share. Like I look at her sewing and I'm, oh my goodness, and then somebody was saying, oh my God, this one person came and said, did you make this? I said, no, I went to Northern and I bought it from Northern. Like, how insulting is that? Go to Northern.
Oh my goodness!
But I understand those the Naluit. They don't understand. Like, excuse my expression, but the Naluit is white people.
Yeah.
My husband is non-native, and I dress him up. I make his parkies. Everything covers.
He lives our way.
Yeah,
he does.
And when I first started being with him, I told him, I said, okay, you're from other side of the world, I'm from here. You're going to learn to eat my food, wear my clothes.
Where's
whether
he
you
from?
like it or not.
Where's George from?
He's from Czech Republic.
Czech Republic?
Yeah.
That's how come when you talk, he's got such like a big personality.
Yeah. And people always say he still has his accent.
He does.
But me, I don't hear it. I hear it every day.
Yeah, he does have an accent when I talk. Yeah, when I'm visiting.
Yeah. So, but his mom used to make wedding dresses, and I'll ask his opinion. How does this look? And he'll say, no, yeah. And then I'll go back up and I'll say, how does this look? And he's, oh, that looks better. And I was going to put different trim on here, but I showed him this and he said, boy, this is really nice. It really brings it out. And then one of my cousins, and two of my cousins actually, I told them I was going to put this one in the bottom. And one of them said, you should put this on the pocket. And then the other one said, no, it's going to be too much. So I appreciate their opinion.
Yeah.
So, and then I did it this way.
Yeah.
Because it would have looked too
thick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but other than that.
Yeah.
that's it, I guess. Go home and sew my sewing machine.
We got what's it, September? We have until second week in November, I think, to get everything done. Less than 2 months.
Yeah, I could even show you how to cut out for a women's cover. And then because this one I could just do in a few minutes.
Yeah,
This
for
one in a few
children's.
minutes. Yeah, and then I'm gonna sew it together, and then I'm gonna need pins. This is gonna be probably gonna get. How many meters of this did you get?
2.
Okay.
2 meters.
Because you see, look, I'm just right here. It's just going to be just right here for this little girl's cover. It's going to be the body and the arms and then the hood and then that afifalar. I always forget what you call it in English. The frill, the bottom of that Mother
like
Hubbard.
the skirt?
Yeah, the skirt.
Yeah.
I always forget what it's called in English, but my auntie she said that's afifalara.
Afifalara.
Yeah, so I forget what you call it in English. And then, like I said, I won't use that much. So, and there's more here.
Yeah, I bought 2 meters.
Yeah, that's lots. I could even make it narrow. Yeah, narrow from that. But after I could demonstrate how I cut it out, and I'll cut it out, and then after that I'll show you how to sew. You know when we have patterns, where's that pattern for this the hood? Just like I have different size hoods, and if this neckline don't fit that pattern for that hood, I cut it a little bit right here.
Yeah.
And then if this sleeve, just like if I'm going to make a smaller cover, and if that pattern is if I'm going to make a smaller one, I cut it a little bit up like this. I don't necessarily go right to here. I just like if I'm going to make it smaller, I go like this.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's what we're going to do on the next one. Could wash this and then we'll cut it and turn it into a little girl's cover.
Yeah, just wash it and hang dry it and iron it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I could do all that.
Yeah.
Prep work. That's going to be, I'm booking you now.
Okay.
And the next one we could do the cutting and the...
Yeah. Till November what?
Well, no, we have until November to do the Arctic market. I mean, the Christmas craft fair.
Yeah.
But
I don't know when that is going to be.
That's usually the 3rd week in November.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is you have that long to get your stock made until then. For our show, if you want, even on next Wednesday, we can book you in.
Okay.
And then we could make a cover by next Wednesday.
Yeah. Little girl's cover for now.
Yes.
And then we'll see how much material we got left. Maybe we could cut it out for women's.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
well, I could always get more too.
Yeah. Maybe another This
meter.
is what, 2 meters?
This is 2 meters. I could get one more.
1 more meter will be good. Yeah. And maybe I could come with you to get the trim, because this one is going to be for the little girls.
Yeah.
What I'm going to do with this is because I'd rather have it lay flat.
Yeah.
I'd rather have it lay flat on that afifalaraq. I'd rather have it lay flat.
So we need more?
No.
No? Okay.
This one is going to be good, but then I'm going to need this is wide bias tape. That 1/2 inch. Maybe I could come with you to get trimming.
Yep.
For the women's and for the little girls.
Yep,
then.
we could do that.
That way you could make matching.
Look at that, just made my job so much easier for the next week. I already got my next episode planned.
Darn it.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, are you ready to wrap up the show?
Yeah.
Yeah? So, I really appreciate you coming in and sharing your story and sharing your skills and your stock. Yeah. And on the next episode, we will cut this up, wash it, dry
Yeah.
it, wash it, hang dry it, and iron it.
Yeah.
And on the next episode, you will see us cutting it out and turning it into one of these,
Yeah.
and then you could add it to your stock.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah, that's good. No problem. I don't have a problem with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you don't like taking orders, but this is like
Yeah.
you're a guest to come in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy. When you get into it, it's easy.
Easy. Yep. And I could
easy.
learn more.
Yeah. Even just like those two ladies there. Those two ladies are real good seamsters as well. And I know, like, they
So-
probably learn from their mothers.
Wilma is referring to the ladies that work here at the Inuvik Cultural Resource Center. She's referring to Miss Etheljean and Beverly, who run
Lena.
and Lena
Yeah.
Kudakuk. Yep.
Yeah.
They are all really skilled in
Yes,
in
yes.
making these covers. Yes.
Yeah.
So thank you for coming in.
Yes.
Yeah, and we'll see you on the next one. Well, you'll be returning to do the next episode.
Yeah.
Yes, and thank you all for joining in on today's episode, and we'll see you on the next one.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.